Okay, 2 by 2. And 20, that becomes 5 and 4. Okay, just write it. Write it down. 2 by 2 over 5 by 4. Okay, or you could say 2 over 5 times 2/4. Okay, but that's not. But for simplifying, that would not be uh, the correct course of action. This is correct. This is all true. But for the purposes of simplifying, because you're asked to simplify, you want to simplify it, meaning break everything down. You want to simplify that this next 4 into 2 more 2's. So don't erase that if you wrote it. Just write next to it. Again, 2 over 2 by 5 over 5 by 2 over 2. Okay? Now here, we get a cancellation of one of the sets of 2's. So now we have 2 over 5 by 2. So, and then that allows you to see if there's another cancellation. So you could have did it here as well. But I want to make sure you know what you're looking at. Now, what you're going to be left up with, remember I said any number, remember that any number can be multiplied by 1 and it still equals that same number. So 2 isn't just a 2. 2 is equal to 2 times 1. So here, when you have 2 over 5 over 2, you also have a 1 there because 2 is equal to 2 times 1. So when these 2's cancel out, as they did, you end up with 1/5. Okay? 1/5. Now 4/20 is equal to 1/5. Okay, so that's 4/20 is equal to 1/5. 4/20 equals to 1/5. Now what if we had 5/20? What is 5/20 equal to? We want to simplify 5/20. Okay, 5/20. Now 5 is a prime number, so there are no factors of 5 other than 1 in itself. So we're just going to deal with 1. 5 and 1. So we just write 5 over again. Now 20 can be factored into 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Now here, remember 5 is only times 1, so we get 5 times 1. That becomes 5 over 5 times 1/4. Now you can separate it into that, and that's what you see. But for the purpose of simplifying, you wouldn't go any further with this. I'm just pointing it out just to let you know how to do it, because remember, we're simplifying. So what you do is not, you don't write that. You want to cancel. You write, you. The purpose of taking the denominator and factoring it is so that you can cancel one of the factors if the numerator happens to be a factor of its denominator. You see, and then that's when you know that's a good way to. That's when you know you can reduce or simplify the fraction. So we get 5 over 5 here. That 5 over 5, that cancels out. You see, it becomes 1. You end up with 1/4. 1/4. Okay? So when that 4/20 equals 1/5, and 5/20 equals 1/4. Okay? And we know that 20 is equal to 5 times 4. Okay? 20 is equal to 5 times 4. And we have 20 that is equal to 5 times 4. Okay? Or 5 by 4 in parentheses. The same thing. Or you could say 20 over 1 is equal to 5 times 4 over 1, because any number can be written as itself over 1. Okay? You write that over here. Okay. So now we know that 5 over 20 equals 1/4. I'm going to show you some formula rearrangement with this. Now, see, if you can take 4. Now here it's in the numerator's position while it's on the right side. 4 is in the numerators. But if we bring it by division to the left side, it's going to be in the denominator's place. That's if we multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal of 4, which is 1 over 4. Or I could just take this 4 because it's a multiple, only because it's a multiple, and move it under 20. So this will become 20 over 4 equals 5 over 1, or 5. Okay? Now I can take this 20 and move it under the 5, and it'll be 20 times 1. And that's going to leave you with 1/4 equals 5 over 20 times 1, which is equal to 20. You see that here. Then that becomes 5 over 20 equals 1/4. And then you can take this 4 from the denominator's position on the right side and just move it to the numerator's position on the left side. And then you get 5 times 4 over 20 equals 1, which is 20 over 20. 5 times 4 is 20. And write them as such, and then we'll apply them So these are forms for you to memorize or for you to know. So that this is a basic form we've discussed through the video. A plus B over C is equal to A over C plus